G'day, welcome to our Balance and Control Pilates stretching module. This one's based around the idea that we're going to be working on muscle balance, muscle proprioception and muscle release to ensure we increase our flexibility across the board with our day-to-day activities. So along today we've got Zach Jones. He's going to help us out with some activities to do with the flexibility of your hip joint initially and the whole body as we continue with this program. So our first exercise is going to be using these lovely blue spiky balls. They're 10 centimetres in diameter. Fantastic training tool and training partner to be used in a whole broad range of activities that we're working with. So we're going to start with these on the floor. I'm just going to take Zach through some exercises and you can probably follow along as we work through them. So the ball begins on the floor. And we're going to simply begin with the ball on your forefoot. We're going to roll through the middle foot and we're going to transfer your weight. So the idea is that we're transferring the weight to actually stimulate your balance and your proprioception through your body. So that's our first principle of stretching, is making sure that our proprioception is working well. Often the case is muscles get really tight and they lose their proprioception. And it has a massive impact in a downward spiral on being able to keep our muscles nice and flexible. Great, once you've mastered that one, we're actually going to challenge your balance a little more, this time with a little bit of a swing of the leg. So the leg swings through to the front, and you'll notice if you try this one yourself, then you actually might get thrown a little bit off balance. Perhaps if I overdo it, then I'll get thrown forward on the ball. And it's your job to find that place in your body where you can stay nice and upright through your posture. We also have one for the dancers, which is taking your leg behind you. Zach Jones is actually a graduate from the Australian Ballet School. He's on the team here at Balance and Control, so it's wonderful to have such experience working on the team here. We also have the leg going directly sideways. It's a great little way to just warm up your joints and get yourself balanced at the very start of the session. So we're going to have also the next exercise of having the ball in the arch of your foot. So we're going to make sure that the arch of your foot is on the ball. We're going to balance in this position as long as you can. So you may have to move around a little bit and make appropriate adjustments, but that's the objective, is to stimulate all the proprioception up through your body system. When you're balancing, you're using three main systems to stay on balance. The first one is the receptors in your joints and in your muscles. They're giving your central nervous system constant feedback about their place in space, and with that information returning to the central nervous system and then back to the muscles, your muscles start to get a good wake-up call. And it's actually quite a good exercise for people when they're first learning to increase their flexibility. So we've gone from the arch to the forefoot is second, and now we're third on the heel. So I want you to have a go at balancing on the heel. So here you go. It's often the most challenging one, is the feedback we most often get. The second proprioception tool that we use is in our inner ear. You might have heard people having an ear infection and therefore losing their balance in severe cases. This is because the inner ear has a little mechanism that helps us stay on balance. The third mechanism we use mostly is to do with your vision. So this is the next challenge. We're going to do the same 3 foot positions once again, this time on your arch, then on your forefoot, then on your heel, but this time with your eyes closed. So I'll continue talking because you can't necessarily see the visual as you're closing your eyes. Close your eyes and balancing as long as you possibly can on the arch of your foot. Good. It might be a little interesting awareness for you to see how much you actually rely on just your visual feedback for your balance or your proprioception, because this often throws us off balance quite significantly when we've got our eyes closed. Secondly, we're going on to the forefoot. See how long you can balance there. And the third one is on the heel. Have a go at balancing on the spot on the heel as we work here. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to stand off the balls, and for a moment, just stepping on the floor for yourself, I want you to observe the difference in your feet. So we're going to ask Zach just now what sort of differences he feels through his feet.
My right leg feels a lot lighter.
Yeah, and that's the leg that you worked on?
Yeah.
Fantastic. So the lightness is an interesting little idea. People often giving this feedback about the sensation of a tingliness or lightness in their leg, and therefore the proprioception has just had a good wake-up call, and it's going to be interesting to see how Zach's flexibility responds as a result of that. Being a dancer, and you can do this at home for yourself or trying this, we're going to make a small V with your feet, and we're going to do a little bend here. For the dancers, this one's obviously called a plie. We're going to bend down the centre and we're going to transfer your weight slightly to the side that you did the massage on, and then we're going to gently go to the other side and see the difference through your legs there. Okay, so let's once again ask Zach what his response is for that exercise.
Range increased a lot to the side as well.
Fantastic.
And this
Yep.
side feels really stiff.
Quite stiff? In the hip joint or the knee or the ankle?
Ankle and hip.
Ankle and hip, okay. So here we are once again, we're getting fantastic results from this simple idea of getting the proprioception to increase our flexibility through the body. So Zach's actually just working with his balance receptors, he's working on the coordination, and that can have a massive impact on the flexibility through his legs to start with. Now the interesting one here that I find most, that gets the best results is how Zach's hop is actually going to be. So just come this way a moment, Zach. We're going to do a little hop, and I want you to see the difference in your left to your right. So you did your right foot massage, yes? Good. So we're going to have a hop on the right leg. See how it feels. Good. So you might be able to see on the video how Zach's hopping is quite flexible there. Good. And then we're going to compare it to the other side for yourself, Zach. Good. Good. And you might even be able to hear that on the video. I certainly can from where I'm standing. But Zach's actually flopping on the floor quite significantly there. So what was the main difference then?
Once again, just flexibility, feeling of flexibility in the right and lightness in the right, and on the left it felt very heavy and tight.
Yeah, great. So this is where our proprioception can have a massive impact on our flexibility as we get going. Now, how did the size or the height of the hop go?
On the right, I was just sort of jumping with ease and felt much higher. On the left, didn't feel like I could get much distance off the ground.
For sure. Great. So this is when we get a lot of great results working with dancers and a lot of athletes actually, where they're actually getting held up in their fascial tissue in terms of their proprioception. It just has a massive impact on their flexibility all the way up through their system. So it's a very simple exercise to begin, getting us working on the proprioception, working up through the system, and therefore increasing range of movement, coordination and flexibility, of course.